All right. In this video, I'm gonna tell you how I purchased a $30,000 pool route for $0. So the backstory is I was working construction at this time, and I had just got finished doing like 3 weeks of digging ditches for like building to put the footers down for this foundation, and I was like, yeah, I can't be doing this anymore. So I started that. So I read in this book that it was like the four keys to success. And the four keys to success were to write down what you want. Number two, write down what you're willing to give up to get what you want. Number three is hang around those who are successful in what you want to do. And then number four was persistence. Yeah, you gotta stay persistent. Or perseverance. Yeah, you gotta persevere. All right, cool. So with that in mind, on October 15th, 2024, I wrote down my list. So the first thing was I wanted to work with kids back in sports again because I've been coaching basketball for like 15 years, but I took like a 2 year break and I wanted to get back into that. Knocked that one out. That was real easy. Number two, I wanted to own a business. All right. Okay, cool. And number three, I wanted to get into real estate. I won't get into the other two, but the number two, like I said, I want to own a business. All right. So I just kept on going into Google and typing up or researching, should I say, researching businesses that I could purchase within my budget. My budget at the time was like $20,000. I have $20,000, but I figured I could find a way to get $20,000 from somewhere. So I was like, okay, cool. For $20,000, what small business can I purchase? All right. So when I kept on looking up on these websites, pool routes just so happened to keep on coming up, and I'm just like, interesting. Never did anything with pools. Like realistically, just the year prior, I learned how to swim as a grown adult. Yeah, I literally just learned how to swim like earlier that year. Um, so I was like, all right. I mean, I feel comfortable now in the water, so I guess I could do pool routes. So for the pool routes, they went anywhere on these websites. They went anywhere from like 30 to 50,000. 50,000. I'll really say anywhere from $50,000 and up for these pool routes. And I'm like, all right. But long story short, at my church, I just attended this men's small group, and within this men's small group, there was a guy who I remember overhearing him say he had did something with pools, and I was like, all right. So it was I went to another meeting, and I asked this man, I was like, yo, do you I was like, how much the pool routes like typically cost? I was like, because I told him I was like on this website they going for like $50,000. Is that like a reasonable price? And then he was like, yeah, that's somewhat reasonable. He was like, but I'll sell you my route for it. He was like, I'll sell you my route. And I'm like, interesting. Like, why are you just so willing to give up your route, bro? You know what I mean? Like, what's wrong with the route if you're just so quick to give it up? So that's when I learned that there's two, what's what I'm looking for? There's not two avenues, but there's two sides. There's two sides to the pool business, right? There's the cleaning side, which is your weekly going there to clean, and then there's the equipment maintenance side, the repair side. And he wanted to just focus on the repair side because that's where you make the bulk of your money. And then he was tired of just doing the cleaning, so he was willing to sell his cleaning portion of it just so that he could mainly focus on the maintenance, the equipment maintenance. And I was like, all right, word. Um, so I'm like, how much you willing to? I'm like, how much you trying to like sell this for? And he was like, I'll give it to you. I'll sell it to you for $10,000. I'm like, okay, bet, word. But guess what? I still didn't have $10,000 on me. So I was like, all right, let's figure something out. So what I ended up doing I'm missing a few steps, but before we even got to the price, it was let me shadow you for like a few weeks to figure out if this is something I even really want to do. That's how it really happened. And then so he did this route every Thursday. So I wrote my list on October 15th. October 24th was my first day with him. So he did his route every Thursday. So from October 24th, that was my first Thursday with him. So I knocked that out, and I was like, all right. And he had like 17, 18 pools that day, and I'm like, all right, okay, it's not that bad. I'm literally just getting out of construction. So Monday through Wednesday, I'm working my construction job. Thursday, I'm knocking out pools, and I'm like, all right. So first week go by, not bad. Second week go by, I'm getting the hang of it right now. I'm starting to watch videos on pool care, like just pool maintenance, learning the systems of the pool. I started listening to pool podcasts. I'm like, all right, this is not that bad. I mean, I can see myself doing this, right? So I do all of November. We get to December, and he's like, yo, so are you like, you think you can do this, or you think you want to purchase this? And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just do it because it's on my sheet. I already did the sports with the kids. I got back into that real quick, and I'm like, I'm just trying to knock out these three goals. I'm like, I'm going for it. This is the business I can purchase. I'm going for it. So it was like, yeah. I'm like, how much you trying to sell it for? It's like $10,000. It was like we could do it one of two ways. He was like, you can he was like, you could just give me the $10,000 cash, or I'm always interested by the or. So the or was I could work it for 3 months, so January to March solo, and then he'll still be collecting the monthly payments from that from the clients from there, and then on April 1st, um, I'll start taking over the payments, right? So I just quote unquote I had to yeah quote unquote I had to work it for free for 3 months. Sign me up. Yeah, sign me up, right? I'm not adverse to working for free if there's something, um, you know what I'm saying, if there's something at the end of it, right? I was taught when I was in the Air Force, there's one dude, one of my mentors, so it's nothing to do, one of my mentors back in the Air Force taught me about the word delayed gratification. So yeah, I could work for free for delayed gratification. Absolutely. So that's what ended up happening. January 1st was my first week of taking over the pool route. It was a route 17, yeah, 17, I believe, yeah, 17. So that was my first week of taking it over. I worked it from January to March 31st solo. He like I said, he kept on taking the payments, and on April 1st, now you got H2O, right? H2O pools. Um, so yeah, that's essentially how I was able to purchase this company that netted, or not netted, that generated over $30,000 of revenue yearly for $0 down. Just had to put some sweat equity into it. So essentially, from October 24th to March 31st, I worked this route for free. And then at the end of it, I got a route that I kept with all 17, and then that first year I ended up doubling it. We're close to like 2 pools away to like tripling it. So yeah, in that first year, we're like yeah 2 pools away from tripling the company in a year and like 3 months. So yeah, and that was with some sweat equity. So that's how H2O came to fruition. Stay tuned next week, and I'll share some more stories with you. I guess I'll start with even more than that. Okay, cool.